Having your own personal fortress sounds like a great option to have, especially these days with the pandemic, but people have been obsessed with having highly protected spaces long before COVID-19. There's something about human instinct which seeks out shelter, and the more protected it is, the better. From the most heavily guarded prisons to mansions which convert into a fortress at the drop of a hat, here are 10 of the most heavily guarded places in the world. Let's begin. Before we get started, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe and click the notification bell for more such amazing content. Number 10. Bold Lane Car Park. Got an expensive ride? Then this is the place where you need to park it. The Bold Lane ParkSafe car park in Derby, England has got the safest car park lot in the world. It's so safe in fact that there have been no cases of theft or vandalism within it since its existence. Bold Lane can accommodate 440 cars in total and is under the watchful eye of the extensive security systems in place. The parking lot is the brainchild of Ken Wigley, who had his stereo stolen from his car in a parking lot. Determined to never face a similar incident again, he went on to design the most secure parking lot in the world. The lot is filled with panic buttons, sophisticated security cameras, barcoded tickets, and sensors which will set off the alarm if a car moves before the right time. The ultimate safety measure in place is total lockdown if a car is detected to be tampered with or moved. Pretty crazy for a parking lot, but you can leave your car here without any worry in the world. Number 9. The Vatican Secret Archives. When there are valuable ancient books and parchments that need preserving and protecting, you build something like the Vatican Secret Archives. For most of its existence, very few people have been allowed access. It was separated from the Vatican Library back in the 17th century and is now under the Vatican City and known as the Vatican Apostolic Archives. Though much of the contents of this vault are unknown to the public, the Vatican officials deny there's anything top secret stored here. Pope Leo XIII allowed limited access for historians, and in 2002, Pope John Paul II allowed researchers access to documents which were related to the Vatican's relationship with Germany. Apart from these two occasions, no one has seen the archives from the public. So what kind of documents are in there? Officials say that the archives serve as a repository for ancient documents like transcripts of the ancient trials of the Knights Templar, state papers, and other important documents and artifacts collected by the Vatican over the many centuries. The Vatican Secret Archives even have their own private military force known as the Swiss Guard, who protect the secrets of the vault from prying eyes. Number 8. Fort Knox. Ah yes, no list on this topic would be complete without this entry. Fort Knox has always been known as one of the most guarded places on the planet. Built in the 1930s in Kentucky, it was first opened as a gold vault. The entire facility was built in a year and cost about $560,000 during that time. The facility got its name from Henry Knox, who was the first United States Secretary of War. There's a big misconception that Fort Knox holds most of United States gold reserves, but that isn't the case. It houses about half of the total, and the rest are spread across 6 other facilities in the country. This place is a true fortress and is built up of 16,000 cubic feet of granite and 750 tons of reinforced steel. The vaults are built with steel plates encased in concrete, and the vault door itself weighs around 20 tons and can withstand blasts. There are many underground layers to the whole facility which are heavily guarded by various security systems. When Fort Knox was initially built, gold was transported into the facility via trains and with the help of the USPS, but now it's changed a lot. How it enters and exits the facility is unknown for obvious reasons, which makes this site even more mysterious and secure. Number 7. Iron Mountain. For most of us, storing valuable information is usually done with the use of drives or physical safes, but if you want to take it a step further, the Iron Mountain might be what you need. So what is it? It's an underground vault which is built into a mountain that stretches 220 feet below the ground. This facility is used by the United States government to store the most valuable information from all kinds of danger. The facility is fireproof, floodproof, lightning protected, and completely under the watch of armed guards throughout day and night. The information is stored at the perfect humidity and temperature to maintain its integrity. This includes storage of disks, tapes, and hard drives which are constantly stored at optimal temperatures. The Iron Mountain isn't only used by the government, but over 2,300 companies use it for storing their most valuable and confidential records. The records can be converted into digital information or physically shipped to the owners based on their requirements. So what do you think? Is the Iron Mountain secure enough to lock away your secrets? Number 6. The Doomsday Seed Vault. This one is protecting something of little monetary value but still holds the fate of the entire planet in case we go through an apocalypse. The Svalbard Doomsday Seed Vault in the North Pole exists for the sole purpose of preserving various crops from around the world and represents 13,000 years of agricultural history. As of now, the vault holds about 930,000 seeds and it's increasing. This vault is so remote that it's almost impossible to stumble upon it by accident. It's located on the Svalbard archipelago in Norway and is between mainland Norway and the North Pole. So this is not your regular tourist destination. All the seeds are stored deep inside the mountain and the vault door is often covered with a layer of ice. Even without the vault's internal cooling system, this facility will do just fine because it's so cold here by itself throughout the year. There is only one way to get into the Svalbard Seed Bank and only one way out, so rest assured the world's seeds are safe for the long haul. Number 5. The DMZ. As most of us already know, North and South Korea are separated by a clearly defined demarcation between the two countries. This is called the DMZ or the Demilitarized Zone. An area of extreme sensitivity, the 155-mile-long and 1-mile-wide border runs across the entire Korean peninsula from one coast to the other. The DMZ line holds a very special significance during the Cold War, since it was the frontier for the fight between the US and the Soviet Union. But on July 1953, both parties signed an armistice, and that was the end of the war. Though no one technically won the war, the fight was brought to a halt because of a ceasefire. So technically North and South Korea are still at war even to this day. The DMZ is an extremely dangerous place with all kinds of traps that are capable of blowing up a tank. There are around 970,000 landmines spread across the area and around 160 guards on the lookout from the northern side and 60 from the south. Occasionally, meetings between the North and South take place in a specially dedicated meeting room on the DMZ, and none of the members stray into the other side of the border even by mistake. Imagine being a part of such a high-pressure meeting. Number 4. The Zombie-Proof House. Having your own zombie-proof house can be a lifesaver if the world goes that way. Well, there is one such house in Warsaw, Poland. The safe house is perfect for anyone who fears the world being overrun by zombies. While this might be a far-fetched scenario, the house can withstand regular dangers of our current world. The house looks like a grey box when under lockdown mode, but when off it, it's a gorgeous mansion with plenty of large windows to let in lots of light. But when things go south, you just need to press a panic button which will immediately turn the house into a giant safe. During the process, the windows and the doors are covered by massive concrete walls. The house even features a retractable drawbridge which secures the home even further when needed. The house can be put into its lockdown stage from anywhere in the house, and once the process is complete, the safe house looks nice and snug. Do you think you'd ever enjoy living in such a home? Let us know in the comments. Number 3. Hollywood Hills Fortress. Here's another mansion which can keep you safe from all kinds of danger. This one is located in one of the richest neighborhoods in the United States, Hollywood Hills. The mansion went up for sale recently at a cost of $4 million. When you're paying that kind of money, you get it fully loaded. Firstly, the mansion sits on top of a grassy knoll and covers an area of 7,744 square feet. The structure is also earthquake-proof and has a wine cellar which can be used as a bunker when needed. It doesn't end there. The walls are reinforced steel, the windows are bulletproof, and there's a clever security system which can release a fog spray capable of disorientating perpetrators. Even entry into the mansion is not possible using a regular key. The house only opens up using biometric recognition. If it's the end of the world, this Hollywood Hills fortress is the best place to live, protected and with a great view. Number 2. The Bank of England Gold Vault. Here's a vault that holds way more gold than Fort Knox. The vaults beneath the Bank of England are incredible. They hold around $248 billion worth of gold, which amounts to 1/5 of the entire gold stockpile in the world. With such massive storage of gold, it's only logical to have insane levels of security. The underground vault was built way back in the 1930s and can only be accessed with a small collection of keys that are 3 feet long. Yes, 3 feet. Those are some incredibly large keys. Additionally, the access to the vault is opened by speaking a password into a microphone. Both the password and the voice need to match the one in the system. There are more systems in place to keep the whole operation secure, but these are the ones which are known to the public. Pretty crazy, right? Number 1. ALCATRAZ of the Rockies. One of the finest examples of highly secured structures on our planet is prisons. Prisons are all over the world and are very much needed to lock up dangerous humans away from the rest of society. But there's one prison that puts most other prisons to shame. The Administrative Maximum Federal Correction Complex in Florence, Colorado, or commonly known as ADX Florence, is one of the most secure prison facilities in the world. It houses the infamous of the infamous. From people like El Chapo to the Unabomber, ADX houses them all. What makes this facility so unique is that to date there have been no recorded prison escapes. That's a tall order for a prison housing over 400 of the FBI's most violent inmates. Part of the success relies on the location of ADX Florence. It's built into the mountains of Colorado, making entry and exit almost impossible. The inmates are under constant watch and are only allowed outside for an hour or two daily. They have zero contact with other prisoners and live within reinforced concrete spaces. Inmates like El Chapo spent 23 hours a day in solitary confinement while being watched all the time. If you end up here, be sure that there is no escaping. And there you go, 10 most heavily guarded places in the world. Are you familiar with any of these from before? Let us know in the comments what you think of them. Before we let you go, be sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe. Later.